We're here now with Elisa Rafa. Elisa, you have the most interesting stories.
Thank you.
So buzzards coming here, it's a good thing.
Right. They do digest disease, right? So eat other organisms, other dead things, and the disease doesn't come out the other end. It will get digested in their stomach, and then that means no disease for other wildlife or for humans. Humans can get sick if that disease is left around, you know, things like rabies. Things like that.
But their presence here is a shift, is what you're saying.
Right. It's not abnormal for them to attack cattle or other farm animals, especially the young babies. That's not abnormal. The abnormal part is that they're here. So it's not a new problem in general. It's a new problem for us, and that's something that the Ozarks has to get used to or learn how to deal with, because we haven't seen something like that before.
Okay, so if someone's looking at this now and saying, wow, so what did we do before we had the buzzards here? What happened? How did we clean things up? What was sort of the ecosystem that would get rid of the dead carcasses and all that sort of stuff?
Wait, what? I don't know.
Well, the buzzards are here now.
Right.
They weren't here before?
So, okay, I see what you're saying. They're increasing in number. So there were other organisms and other species that might have done that for this area, and now the vultures are a new friend here to the area.
I thought that was interesting. You said that they're a warm weather bird.
Right. They like warmer temperatures, like everybody else. But they like warmer temperatures. They live as far south as South America. South America, Mexico, Texas, Florida, so very warm places. And as temperature is warm, that's giving them more space to live, right? If things are staying warmer longer, then they can creep up into places like Missouri. Now, are we like Mexico? No, but they can sustain those warmer temperatures a little bit more.
All right, and so the projection is that over a certain amount of time, their general space that they inhabit is going to expand.
Right, and expand northward as temperature is warm.
Okay.
And by in the summer, that range can expand by almost 150%. Right, so that the areas that they live in can almost double by 2080.
Wow, is
right?
That 28? So you're going to have double the space of where they're going to be.
It's like 150%.
Now, do you know if they compete with other scavenger birds?
So this is where we can get that trickle-down effect, right? You know, because if it's living in spaces that it's never lived in before, it might have different competition now, or different predators, or different food sources, right? So that's why it's got to adapt, and it's got to learn how to live in this new spot, just like we have to learn how to deal with it if it's in a new spot.
All right.
Make sense?
Yes, it does. And you were talking a minute ago off air about the turkey buzzard versus this buzzard.
Right.
Or whatever you want to call it.
They're related, different species, but I guess cousins. I don't know. They're related. But the turkey vulture.
Vulture.
Vulture buzzards, you can call them either. The turkey vulture can smell better. So the turkey vulture is almost smarter. It knows better what's dead and what's alive. So they won't as often, or really at all, go after the live animals. They stick to the dead ones. The black buzzard cannot smell as well, so oftentimes it'll actually follow the turkey vulture because it knows, okay, this thing is about to go for food. I'm going to dive in before it and get what it's getting. You know, it will follow it and take either its leftovers or get to the food before the turkey vulture does. So because it doesn't smell that well, that's where it will attack some of the live
It went
things.
after the calf in your story.
Right. It can go after live animals in addition to the dead ones, because it relies on eyesight. It can't smell that as well.
So it's not necessarily that it's aggressive, it's just that it can't really figure out what it's going for.
It's depending on its eyesight, not its sense of smell.
Fascinating.
Where the turkey vulture, you don't see it happen as often because their sense of smell is way better than the black vulture. Things that I've learned so much about birds by training in weather environment. I learned a lot.
Very cool stuff. Elisa Rafa.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. I now have education in the buzzards and the vultures and everything else.
Thank you.
And we'll be back after this.